Hi guys, in our previous video we have seen how to initialize a Git repository and how to work on an existing Git repository. Now we are going to look into the functions that Git provides us with. So we start with the same project. We'll open our command window here and we'll type. Okay. So before moving forward, let me explain you how Git works. So there are few key terms that I'll be using throughout this video. I'm going to define it first to you so that you'll be able to understand. So right now we have seen that we have created this git folder using the git init command. So that just tells that this repository is going to be from here on, this will act as a Git repository. But currently Git is unaware of all the files that we have created here, these three files and folders. So how we are going to add these files or whichever files we want to add in future to our Git so that Git can have a track of it. So to do that, we have few things. The first thing is Git status. Now Git status command, what it will return us with the current status of the project, the changes, the modifications, everything. So yeah, so right now it's telling us that we are on a branch master. What the branch means is I'll define it to you later. So the first thing is we have two untracked files, readme.txt and trial.xlx. So Git is telling us that these two files have been added, but Git is not tracking these files yet. So how we are going to say Git to track these files or basically add this in the repo. To do that, first, as you can also see that Git is also recommending that we have to add these files. So where we are going to add it. The first thing that we tell Git to track a file is git add command. Git add command will tell Git that what files we want to be moved to the indexing area. Now what is indexing area? In order to place any files to the Git repository or committing any files to the Git repository, we'll first index them. Indexing means we are simply pointing out that one file, two file, or these files we want to be in the Git repo. So first we'll add it. By adding or indexing, we mean we are moving these files to the staging area. From staging area, we are going to commit it. By committing, we are saying that these files I want to be in my Git repository. So let's begin with it. Git add. Now there are two things. First is adding using the name of the file. Here readme.txt. When I do this and when I go again and do a git status, it's saying us that this file, this readme file has been added to the staging area, but it has not been committed yet. Committing is the final step in order to add a file to the repository. And it's still telling us that this file has not been added yet. So let's add one more file here. Then we are going to explain the second thing. Okay, do a git status again. Yeah, so now we have two files. So in the first step, we have seen that how we can add a single file. Now we are going to see how we can add all files at once to the Git index. So we are going to do git add dot. Now when we do a git status, all of our files, that is these two files and the earlier indexed file, has been moved to the indexing area. So now in git status command, we are also seeing that Git is telling us that these changes are to be committed. That means these files have been moved to the staging area. Now we are going to commit this. So the command to commit is git commit -m for message or -m, then our commit message. Since this is a sample project and we don't have any proper message for this, we are going to simply tell that this is our initial commit. Okay, yeah, so this is the error that we get some of the times, which is git config global edit. So we need to add this in the configuration files of the Git. I'll be explaining how to do that. I'm going to skip this because the commit has been successful because Git has already taken the credentials through my systems, but you can change it and I'll be sending a document on how to do that. Here you can see that Git is telling us that there are three files changed with 0 insertions and 0 deletions. These two you'll see when you are modifying a file, and it's telling the name of the files that has been created into the Git repository. Now when we do a git status, we are Git is replying us that we are still on branch master and we have nothing to commit, and the working tray is clean. Working tray is clean means we have all the changes committed to our GitHub, and GitHub is tracking all those files. Now let's go back and modify any of these files. So I'm going to write something here. Let's go back to Git and do a git status. Yeah. So now Git, earlier it was untracked files. Now this is a tracked file with the status as modified. Now let's go back and add it again. Sorry, it's git space not. Yeah, so now we can give a proper message. Yeah. So now Git is telling you one file has changed with two insertions. So what are those two insertions? Let's open this. So these are the two insertions, these two lines. Again, we are on a clean working tree.